Okay, just give me a moment, Captain Ross. I'm going to come back to you. Just 1 second. Let me bring you up to speed. This whole thing happens in 30 seconds flat between takeoff and then the crash. It's just 30 seconds. And, you know, we are human beings at the end of the day. So are the pilot and the co-pilot. So they have 30 seconds to realize what's going on and to take corrective action. And unfortunately, a lot of people have been saying this from day one. If this flight had reached 1,000 feet altitude, then it wouldn't have crashed. They would have got enough time, enough thrust, enough lift to ensure that the rat had been deployed, and the rat gives you enough sort of elbow room for the captain to then maneuver the flight and try and land it safely if he can. But this happened within the first few seconds of takeoff, that they realized that the fuel control switches are in the cutoff position and not in the run position. And as Captain Ross said a moment ago, there is also the cockpit voice recorder recording that's been included as part of this AIB report, where one pilot is asking the other pilot, why did you cut off the fuel switches? To which the other pilot responds, no, I did not. Let's take a closer look at those harrowing 30 seconds which led to this tragic crash of Air India Flight 171. The aircraft lifts off from the runway. It taxis, it lifts off. Just 3 seconds after it takes off, and the aircraft reaches the maximum speed of 180 knots. This is at 08:08:42 UTC, as has been recorded by the AAIB. So at 08:08:42, the aircraft reaches the maximum speed of 180 knots. At this point, this is the 4th second after takeoff, the first fuel cutoff switch for engine 1 is moved to cutoff position from the run position. It was in the run position because otherwise it would not have taxied, it would not have got enough power to be airborne in the first place. It was moved from run to cutoff position 4 seconds after takeoff. The 5th second, which is 1 second later, the fuel cutoff switch for engine 2 also is switched from run to cutoff. Now this has to be manually done. This cannot be done electronically, remotely, from the outside. No, it has to happen inside the cockpit, and it has to happen manually. 8 seconds after liftoff, the engines, both the engines lose power. It's a dual engine failure because the fuel is not moving to either engine. They don't have enough fuel to keep this engine powered on and give this aircraft lift and power and thrust. It loses power. Because it's a dual engine failure, then the rat kicks in. The rat is the Ram Aviation turbine. It kicks in. It is deployed to provide emergency hydraulic and basic electronic power to keep the aircraft going. After much effort, then the engine 1's fuel switch is moved back from the cutoff position back to the run position. This is 13 seconds after takeoff. And then in the 14th second, the second engine's fuel switch is also moved from the cutoff position back into the run position. But there is limited success. It is at this point, about 15 seconds after this happens, that the pilots make a mayday call. Tragically, 30 seconds after takeoff, despite continuous efforts by both the pilot and the co-pilot, the aircraft crashes right outside the boundary wall of the Ahmedabad airport.